Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun recaps, reviews, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. Let me know if y'all can't hear me or anything's wrong with my mic, okay? Let me know in the comments. But the mic is on. Anyway, I put these glasses away, child. Actually, I probably need to leave them out. Anywho, I don't want to forget them for work tomorrow. Anyway, we talking about Love Marriage Huntsville on Saturday Night Hot Mess Show. That's never ever ending, never ever ever ending. This is season 9, episode 11. Like I said, I think it was titled "It Don't Make Sense," like the scent you smell. Before we get into it, please do not hesitate to hit that thumbs up button for your girl. Subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of this episode and what you think of this season and all the drama in the social media streets of this crazy old show of ours. And share the video where you like to share y'all content. Anyway, it's Sunday night. I should already be in the bed because I got work in the morning. Plus, school starts back, y'all. Y'all know I'm getting my educational doctorate, and school for me classes start back tomorrow. So pray for me, y'all. Send me positive thoughts. I was looking over the syllabuses today, or the syllabus for both classes, I should say. And I was like, oh, they already doing too much. They already doing too much. I was like, y'all want us to do all these? Anyway, but it's a doctor program, so I gotta get used to the workload. I mean, I'm used to graduate school already. I have 2 masters, but this doctor thing is a whole different level, okay? Anyway, let's get through this video so I can go on to bed. How's y'all's 2025 started off? Let me know in the comments. Are y'all, did y'all have New Year's resolutions or goals, things you just continuing to work on from the previous year? Are you sticking with it? Are you in the gym? Are you juicing? uh, are you getting organized? Whatever it is, let me know. You spending better? That's what I got to work on. All of those things, really. Anyway, let's get into this review real quick. So this was actually a good episode. I was actually more motivated to get on the line with this one. So let me see where we started. I think we start off with Kimmy and Mel, right? So Kimmy goes down to Mel's house for lunch, and it was like Mel's like, I haven't had Kimmy over in a long time, and we haven't, hung out. So I'm gonna invite Kimmy over for lunch. Mel didn't have her makeup on. She still looked nice, of course. And so Kimmy feels like, she feels like everyone's been at either one event or the other, a bunch of split events. If you read between the lines, it's like you were either at Martell's event or at Mel's event, right? And everybody else is in between there. So Kimmy shares with Mel, so she ran the message about the whole Chris hooking up Martel with Trisha. So she was like, yeah, we was down to Martell's open house, and it was revealed that Chris is the one that hooked up the Trisha and Martel. And so, because Kimmie's like, you still hang out with the Fletchers, right? Because you good with them? And Mel's like, yeah, we good. What's the problem? So she let her know, Martel called Chris and he was at the gym. He's like, is there any hot girls? And he told, Martel, the same story we've been hearing. So Mel's like, no, I did not know that. I'm gonna have to meet up with Chris Fletcher because I did not know that. And she was saying, how I don't know if it was in this scene, she said in her confessional that Martell had a bunch of mentors around when they were, together. And so Chris might have been one of the mentors that was helping him learn how to cheat. Probably was. Anyway, so then Kimmie's like, okay, so does that mean you and Trisha are I forgot what she said, basically like, are you guys at a regular place or something like that? And she was like, what do you mean? Like, why wouldn't we be? Sure, I done got cold, my heater's off. Anyway, so she was like, well, why wouldn't we be? And so Trisha was, I guess, alluding to some things at the open house. And I guess, Trisha was made to feel a little bit uncomfortable by Mel at the kids' party because Mel was trying to say, she was triggering and she think that her and Marquez still have feelings for each other. So, when Mel was saying all that stuff at the party. And so Trisha wasn't feeling that. And so Mel was like, well, shouldn't I be feeling some type of way because she's trying to sleep with my husband while I was still married to him? in 2020. And so Kimmie was like, well, we don't know that they did anything. And Mel's like, girl, bye, girl, bye. And so she was like, I should be the one upset with her. And she was like, see, I told y'all I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not inviting her to nothing. I'm not gonna be cool with her. I'm not gonna be doing that with her. I told y'all I'm black and white. There's no gray for me. And Mel said for herself, somebody was talking about that on a review or something. Somebody said Mel is very black and white, and that's she said it. That's what she is. She's very black and white about stuff. Do I think the Mel and Trisha stuff is that deep? No. Anyway, but I'm surprised Kimmie was running telling that, but I guess we gotta, somebody gotta do it. So anyway, moving on, we get a scene with Destiny and Latisha go out for brunch. And like, hey girl, we gonna catch up. Hey girl, we seen them have a good old time at brunch. They look like they are real friends. They having a girl, where you get that eyeliner? Oh my god, girl, yes, yes, yes. Having a good old time at brunch. And then Martell pops up, and I was like, what is Martell doing here? Martell said he called Destiny. And Destiny said he was having brunch. She was having brunch with Latisha, and so he said he decided to come so he can have a talk with Latisha and see, if he owes her an apology or she owes him one or both. You owe her one, sir, and she don't owe you jack because you brought Latisha in it, right? My thing a little too tight. You brought Latisha in it. Anyway, and Destiny, if you knew Martel was coming and you didn't tell Tisha, you dead wrong. I'm sorry, that was no friend of yours, Tisha. Anyway, so as soon as Martell came in, Tisha gathered her belongings and she got up and she went. Okay. she whatever last bite she had in her mouth, she put that fork right on down. She said, I gotta go. Okay, I can't sit here with the enemy. My husband is not here to protect me. I gotta go. And she bounced. She said she was not here for that. Destiny then tells Martell, that's good. You try to come apologize, and she's just not ready to receive it. And he's like, you know what? I'm not being nice to people anymore. That's it. Like, when was you nice? Like, what are you talking about, Martell? Oh, he's so delusional. And Destiny, this is your friend, girl. Bye. So then, Tisha ran straight on to Marsau, where he was doing his construction, and was like, yeah, I went to brunch down with Destiny, and Martell popped up. And so I immediately packed up my stuff and left. And so he was like, that's good. I'm so proud of you. I'm glad you did that. I don't want you getting into it with Martell. You did the right thing. And I don't know why he would do that. And I feel like there's no reason for him to come talk to you and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, when in that scene, it felt like Marcel was kind of like, speaking to her like he was her dad and she was the daughter. Did anybody else get that vibe? That's the one thing I don't like Marcel. His tone, Latisha. I figured it out. I mean, nobody has ever liked how Marcel speaks to Latisha, but it's his tone that's like, ugh. Everything else, Marcel, is cool when you other people. When you way you speak to Latisha, your tone is very much off, sir. It's very much off. So anyway, So, okay, that was it of that. Then we get a scene with Destiny with her dad. Now, this scene I really enjoyed, and I feel like we should have this scene some years ago, right? Like when Destiny really was first on the show. So, Destiny goes with her dad to go fishing. And so they're just kind of reminiscing and talking about the dad's cancer scare and how he had to be in the hospital, I guess, for like a month around Christmas time. And he has the nurses and every physical therapist come in and take care of him. And I know how that is with how it was with my grannies. I totally can resonate with that situation, right? And so he was telling her how he's proud of her, and she's been through a lot, but he's really proud of her, and I'm proud of you too. And they were talking about, I guess that we got a lot more background on Destiny's history. Like I said, we needed this years ago. So Destiny went into the foster care system. Her mom lost custody of her due to her battle with drug abuse, right? And I wonder where Destiny's mom is. Is Destiny's mom still living? Did she pass away? Does she live in Detroit? I'm not sure. If y'all know in the comments, let me know. I can't remember if they have mentioned it or not. I feel like she has. I just can't remember right now. So, Destiny was asking her dad how did he feel when she found out that, or when he found out that she was in the foster care system. He was mad and devastated. So he went to go try to get her, and he was like, "Can I just take her to get something to eat?" And they were like, "No, you can't. She cannot. You can't leave the building with her, basically." And that's how it is. Like when somebody is put into the system like that, they are a ward of the court, a ward of the state. And no, you can't just be. You're not gonna take them anywhere you just want to. You have to then go through court and get custody and all those things. Okay. I'm speaking from someone. Not I didn't personally experience, but I have a situation very close to me. Um, and so that's how I have experience with that. So anyway, and my granny used to do foster care, so I know quite a bit about that. So anyway, um, and I have friends who do foster care as well. But I have family members who went through this process, so I know how that goes. So anyway, um, so he then talked to the guy, and the guy was like, sir, I'm gonna help you get your daughter back. We're gonna do whatever it takes. So of course, dad had to go through whatever he had to go through, and he was able to get Destiny did, she was angry and she resented him at first for moving him, or for moving her from Detroit away from her family and friends. So I'm assuming they moved to Huntsville, because then she Martell in Huntsville in high school, I think, or middle school. So she didn't want to leave Detroit, and so she, gave her dad a hard time at first. And so he sat her down and told her, I'm gonna take care of you, and then things got better. And that's usually how it is when you take the kid, even though they were maybe in a bad environment where they do sometimes have anger and resentment for being made to leave that area. It takes a while for them to adjust to the new home and all that kind of thing, right? So that's typical. So and then so Destiny's just happy that her dad raised her and was there for her and all that. And so they're just connecting and having that moment. I'm glad we finally got a scene like this. This was a very Destiny focused episode though. um Anyway, I think the next scene we got was when Destiny was at her storage facility, aka office, aka production place. I don't know what that place is. That little U-Haul storage, want to be office. I don't know what it is, child. Anyway, Lance was there, her boo, and she was talking about she wants some shelves, some drywall, some lights, whatever. Then Kimmie came and she's like, I don't know what he's supposed to wear today. I don't know what he was doing. And Lance like, you had the right color on, because he was wearing green. She was wearing green. Then Latisha came. Latisha said she letting go of the whole brunch thing. She not holding it against Destiny. She moving forward. I don't know, girl. You better check with your friend, girl. You better check with your friend. Anyway, um, so they were talking. So Lance left, and then he hugging, and so he gave Riley a little church hug, and then he tried to give Destiny a little church hug. She's like, "Oh no, give me that little church hug like you gave there. You better give me the real thing." So he picked her up and everything. They was like, "Oh, what y'all been doing up in here?" And he was like, "Ain't no room for that." It's like, "You can get a chair." Lance is cute though. He kind of looked a little short to me, but he cute. Anyway, so do you like a dreadhead type? So, they were talking and they were like, okay, Kimmie said one of the Big D energy. She gets a lot of compliments on that. Now I would like to actually, um, now I don't know how this new fragrance line, candle line, cologne line gonna do for Destiny. Hopefully it works out. We rooting for you, Destiny. She does, has been through a lot. She does keep going. So that's cool. We like that. We like to see it over here at the Brandy Yvonne channel. She's a Taurus like me. Do y'all say Taurus or Taurus? I say Taurus. Let me know how y'all say it. Anyway, we persevere. So Kim was saying the fragrance she wears, she gets a lot of compliments on. I guess the Big D energy. So I wouldn't mind, seeing what that smelled like actually. Anyway, she was talking about the launch party she's gonna have for the Madani relaunch, and so Kimmie was like, these Madani events haven't went well. Side note, Destiny did tell us that Madani was named after her grandmother. I forgot the grandma's name, Maddie, and her dad, Donnie, something like that, child. Anyway, and so Kimmie's like, oh, our Destiny's events, it be, fighting and rumbling in the jungle. So they played all the flashbacks from the Madani relaunching of the store event, and where they was going to fisticuffs and Miss Wanda and Mel was getting into it, then the men's got into it down to the parking lots, and then they flash back to that adult field day where they got into it once again. So those Madani relaunchings are known to get it started. So we gonna see what happens. Anyway, and they're gonna get it started again, but not too tough this time. But that's at the end of the episode. We'll get there. So Kimmy and Latisha, they're just telling, Destiny, we're proud of you, girl. You've been through a lot. Kimmy said Destiny, she take a licking, she keep going, she persevering. They glad to see her do it. So then they went outside, and Destiny's like, yeah, I got Miss Nails bachelorette party to plan. It was like bachelorette, like she married with kids. This is not a bachelorette. But like, what else would you call it? And Destiny was like, what else would you call it? Like, what else would you call if a Valerie doing bachelorette? What, I don't know. What else would you call it? Y'all let me know in the comments. Is there a better word than bachelorette? I mean, yeah, she's been married, she got kids, but what else would you call it? Maybe a celebration before the vow renewal. I don't know. So they was like, okay, are you inviting everybody? She was like, yeah, everybody missed their one invite. She was like, what about Sunny? Because they told Kimmie filled her in about Sunny being at Mel's mimosa event. I guess Destiny didn't get the invite. Tisha did. But remember, Tisha was in Vegas. And so Destiny said, well, I thought we was cool because we were friendly at Ken and Trisha's kids' graduation celebration, but then she's talking about me on the internet. Now, didn't they say Destiny was talking about Mel on the internet too? So I don't know what that child. I'm so sick of Destiny and Mel. I'm so sick of them. So they were like, yeah, Sonny was there. Moses is locked up. She's like, oh, I feel bad for him, but I want them to stay down in St. Louis. And Kim was like, I'm sure that's the plan now because he wasn't supposed to cross the state lines. Okay, so they was like, okay, you gonna invite Sunny? She was like, hell to the nah. So then they was like, okay, but this is Miss Nail's party. Like, what does she want her there? She was like, well, I invite everybody Miss Nail want there. It is what it is. And so Tisha's like, oh, look at you taking your humble pie, girl. And so Destiny was like, girl, this ain't no humble pie, nothing over here, no. And so Kimmie's like, okay, we're gonna see, girl. So anyway, Tisha told her, girl, make that money, don't let it make you. I was like, no, Ronnie and Trixie walking on, okay, Tisha and Kimmie. Anyway, and Destiny's Diamond. So then the next thing we get to sit down with Mel with Chris Fletcher. Melody goes down to the popcorn. So this is like a black-owned popcorn place. They make like all the sweet flavored popcorns. I wouldn't mind going there because I don't like cheddar or none of those like spicy popcorns or cheesy or none of that. Like, or just the plain butter. Like I like kettle corn. Like I like the sweet stuff, like the circus ones and the zebra flavor, all those. So anyway, so she's like, come in here, Chris, because I'm about to spend all my savings on this popcorn. So she's like, I'm going to get something for the kids. I have to take care of some business down here. So she's like, yeah, but I'm going to eat all this popcorn, honey. I'm going to eat all this popcorn, all this tea I've been getting. Mm-hmm. So, so she was like, yeah, me and Kimmie met up for lunch, and Kimmie let me know that you was the one that hooked up Martel with Trisha down to the gym. And so he was like, okay, first of all, that's a lie. I was like, where's the lie, Chris? But he was like, okay, I was at the gym working out. Martel called me. He asked me where there's some pretty girls around, me and talk. And so I was like, yeah, one just walked by me. I think her last name is blah, blah, blah. Martel looked her up and said, okay, is this person her? And he was like, dang, Martel, like that was fast. Martel was thirsty. And he's like, she's related to me, but I didn't really know that at the time. And I'm like, okay. Chris keep retelling this story like it's different every time. It's the same story. I think what he's trying to vindicate himself of the like actual hooking them up. And I mean, I guess if we want to like look at the bare bones of it, no, you didn't officially hook them up. You just say, hey, this person is here. What you did, the story is still the same. Like he's telling it like somebody's lying on him, and no one's lying. They're telling the same story you're telling. No, you didn't hook them up. And I guess that's the part where you want your name cleared. But it's still the same story. You still told Martel Trisha's at the gym and he looked her up. But okay. Anyway, Mel was like, I know Martel has some, I'll tell Martel you need to get him some mentors because he was cheating and everything. And we were having this argument, and I told him he need to get some male mentors to try to learn from and do better. And he said he does have some, and she was like, what did they tell you about cheating? He said they told him he need to get a contract, the NDA, make sure somebody that don't have nothing to lose and all this stuff. And so she was like, I bet that was you, huh? So he was like, no, first of all, that was not me. That sounded like some old Marsau and Maurice stuff that they would say, talking about signing contracts and stuff. That was not me. And I was like, now, Chris, why you had to throw Marsau and Maurice under the bus? How did they get in it? And so then he was like, yeah. So Mel was like, well, that was you though. Before that was you one time because he's like, I ain't got time for that. That is not me. I done been married 30 years. I don't have time for none of that. And she's like, well, you did have time. Once upon a time, you had some time for that. So I was like, oh, she cleared him. So she definitely pulled Claire Sledger's card, and I wasn't mad at it. And so he was like, okay, like 20. She's like, yeah, you was. She's like, and he's like, no, ain't no over here, ain't no over here. He's like, that was 20 years ago. I cheated like 20 years ago. And so she said in her confessional, like, yeah, people can change, but you know, she not too sure about that Chris Fletcher. Now, I don't know, he cheated only 20 years ago. I know they did go through infidelity. I feel like it wasn't as great as 20 years ago, but maybe. I don't know. We don't know when Chris Fletcher actually cheated, but we know you did cheat, Chris. So don't act like you above it down, sir. Um, anyway, he was like, you know, I'm glad you came to talk to me, came to the horse's mouth and all that. And that was good. So they can clear it up. I mean, I don't know what got clear. And so then he was like, you know, me and my wife had the 30-year anniversary coming up, and you know, I don't know if you RSVP'd yet. And she's like, no, I hadn't RSVP'd. I know it was 2 days ago, but I was waiting until I came to talk to you and make sure you know you was talking about this right. You said the right thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and come. And he was like, okay, like, Mel, really? Like, okay. So Chris Fletcher, his confession was like Mel saying she was waiting until we had our conversation for her to RSVP to the 30-year vow renewal is BS. Like, what does that got to do? What, like, if you don't like have feelings for Martell anymore, then what does it matter? Now I do feel like it was BS. Like, now I'm agree with Chris, and he pulled her card on that one because you're Nell's friend at the end of the day, Melody, and I get it. You would be annoyed, like, to know that Chris did that back then. But if you weren't with Martell back then like, what did it matter at the end of the day if you were leaving him anyway? But is that the year she had Sugar Mama, or was that before? I think it was before. Yeah, she had Sugar Mama right before COVID, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I get what Chris is saying on that one. Anyway, but Mel, I'm glad she, you know, got into Chris a little bit like that. Because, like, you ain't above cheating, sir. Anyway, I think then we get to the last scene. I think I covered everything. We get to the last scene, to the Madani relaunching. And they said it looked like nice set up on a little rooftop. It was cute. Destiny looked good in that red. I'm glad she had on the red. That looked very good. Everybody was there. Mel was not there, of course, but the Scots 1.0, 2.0, the Fletchers, Chris and Ken and Trisha, Chris and Nell, all those guys were there. So you know, she thanked her dad at the event, and Lance was there as well. So then, you know, everybody goes, she, you know, thanks everybody for coming. They go to sit down. The teacher's like, girl, the body is looking good. The gym is gymming. Trisha's like, y'all look good. You know, she won't hear that. So they go to sit down. And so the men all sat down together. I don't remember if Chris was at the table. He might have been, but Martell was not. But it was Marsau, Maurice, Ken, Lance. Chris may have been there, I'm not sure. But anyway, somehow they got on topic of marriage or divorce or something, and we find out that Lance has been married. Well, they was asking Lance what he had going on with Destiny, and he's like, oh yeah, we cute right now, but we just trying to take it slow because we both been married and divorced, and we're going to, you know, handle it lightly. And so they was like, oh, you been married and divorced, Lance? And he's like, yeah, twice. Both the marriages of 2 years. And I was like, how he got time to, how old is he? How you got time to marry twice and divorce twice? How old is he? But I don't know. He might be in his 30s or something. He said the marriages was 2 years. I ain't had none of them. So I was like, dang. Anywho, so Kim was like, see, that's what I'm talking. Now, Kim, I don't know what the hell this came out of. But okay, Ken. So then Kim's like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, people get married and they move on, and I guess because of the whole Lance and Destiny, I don't know, but he's talking about basically like, how come, you know, people get married and they move on, but they may not get divorced yet, but how come it's not okay for me and Trish to do that? And then, like, with the whole Martell thing, people want me to be mad at him, but if that happened before me and her met, like, why should I be mad? And so Marcel was like, well, if it keeps turning into a lie here and a lie there, like, when you get upset when you want to leave her, then. And then he was like, yeah, like, if she keeps doing certain things, then yeah, I'm gonna leave her and I'm not gonna look back. And I'm not going to be hurt and sad. And he was like, I'll be more upset about the kids and anything else. And they were like, okay, but don't you love her? Don't you? Can't she like upset you? And he was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, well then that's like BS to say that. Like, of course you would not want to leave her. You would be sad. And Maurice is basically in his confession like, I call cap on Ken. He's being disingenuous. And I was like, Ken, what are you talking about? But what that scene gave to me was like, he was trying to close up the storyline, which indicated to me that we only got a few more episodes left. And according to my follow TV guide, it looked like we only got like 2 more episodes. Hopefully the Lord said the same. So the way he was speaking was like they were wrapping things up. So that's why I think he had that conversation. Like they were trying to end that story, like tie that storyline up. Thank God. Anyway, but we still talking about Trisha and Martell next episode, so it really ain't wrapped. Oh my God, I'm sick of this Trisha and Martell. Like either they did something or they didn't do it. Like what is it? So anyway, now back at the women's table, Miss Nell's like, Destiny, I know you're playing my bachelorette party, and Kimmie said you're gonna invite everybody, but I know you have an issue bringing Sunny there, and Destiny's like, well, if you want her there, I will invite you, but I'm gonna plan your party no matter what. I agreed to do it, I'll do it, but now I just know, what it is and how to move, and I'll this gonna make me reevaluate me and she's like, I can't tell, can't expect everyone to be as loyal to me as I am to them. And this will have to make me reevaluate our friendship. Now that's where you lost me, Destiny. Like, I'm gonna hold you accountable the way I'm holding Mel accountable. Like, you can't make people pick and choose who to be friends with and say they can't be this friend and they're gonna be your friend and all that. Like the same way Mel was doing all that when it comes to Martell, and the way she was doing that when it came to Destiny, when she used to do that with Destiny being friends with Tisha, and I think there was other situations she was doing that with Sunny being cool with Destiny and all that. Like it's the same thing, Destiny. Like if Miss Nell want to be cool with Sunny, that's fine. Like who cares? That doesn't change her relationship with you. And Miss Nell said, like, I don't agree with what Sunny did, but it's not my battle to fight. And I agree with Miss Nell. Like, okay. And she's like, I don't, I'm not gonna hold, like she didn't do nothing to me, basically. And so anyway, and it's like I don't even know her that well. So yeah, I didn't like when Destiny said that. She lost me there. But they was like, yeah, we're gonna have this bachelorette party. We're gonna have, the men's and the women's there because Trisha was concerned about the men. Did she say tea bags or something? Basically the men's in the thongs or something. And so she's like, she don't like that. She wants to see some women's there too. So they don't have all of that. Cool. All right. So then at some point Marcel went to go get Tisha. And I guess because he knew they had to have this scene. And then because she was bringing her drink and he was like, oh, what you need a liquid courage for? And I was like, why are you saying that to her? But it's because he had to go confront Martel, right? So anyway, they go sit down and they talk about what Ken said. I tried to make it look natural, but we know they was gonna have this scene. And so, and then, she's like, of course he loves Trisha. Like he wouldn't just leave Trisha because Marcel told her what Ken was talking about. So anyway, Martell comes up, and so Tisha's like, oh, Martell just popping up everywhere. But girl, you knew Martell was gonna come in the scene. So then, Marcel got his glasses on. He's sitting there drinking his drink. And so Tisha wanted to leave, and she's like, I let y'all had this conversation. Like, I don't even want to be here. Like, I'm tired of dealing with this. And so Martell said he came to apologize. He really thought that Marcel was going to be there at the brunch. Like, that was his intentions. And so Tisha's like, y'all can talk about this. So she was going to get up and leave. And so Marcel's like, no, how about you sit here and stay? But the way he said it, again, to tell Marcel. And so in Martell's confessional, he's like, oh, Marcel being the typical narcissist that he is. Like, if Tisha don't want to sit here, she shouldn't be forced to sit here and have this conversation among men. She should be able to get up and leave if she wants to, and all this stuff. And I was like, how are the narcissists calling the narcissist a narcissist? Because that's what it was giving. Martel, pot meat kettle. What? So anyway, like, please, goodbye, sir. Oh, I got hurry up with the scarf. It's so tight. I don't know what I did. Anyway, so then, like I said, Marcel had on his glasses. So Martel explains, like, I was just trying to figure out how do we get to this point. Even that day with the argument, I was trying to tell you, like, why are you bringing up stuff from the past, like about me saying about the 20 women's. And, when I apologized for that years ago, but then you're bringing that up, and, I don't understand, like, what the issue is between us. So then it was like silent. So then Marcel took his glasses off and he put his drink down. And he was like, you know what? I want to, make sure you can see my eyes when I see this. And Martel's like, I don't give a F about seeing your eyes. So anyway, Martel was like, the thing is, like, Marcel was like, the thing is, Martel, like, you'll ask, or people ask you about me and Maurice, or you'll say, oh, I don't know anything about Marcel and Maurice. And then he's like, like snickers. And he was like, okay, either you have something and you're going to just say it, or you're going to stop doing that. He's like, but which one is it going to be? And that's what everybody's been saying. Like, Martel, if you got something to say, then say it. But quit playing around with it, because he's like, what you're doing that is you're despairing, messing up their marriage. I'm messing up the word right now. Disparaging their marriage, and causing issues in our marriage when you're doing those things. So you need to either say what it is or be quiet about it, basically. And that's what we all been saying. And so Martel's thing is like, okay, well, this started. He's like, well, this messing up, you're messing up your own marriage. Like, I don't care about, like, what it does to your marriage. And he was like, this started before, like, when me and Mel had our stuff going on, and you would say stuff, and me, I know stuff about me and you and what we used to do together and all that. And, even with Trisha and Mel getting into it. And Tisha's like, why did me and Mel get into it? It's because you would tell Mel stuff and she would go tell me. And so then Tisha's getting heated, and then Marcel's kind of like shushing Tisha again. Didn't like that, Marcel. Let Tisha speak. And um, so then Martel was saying his confessional, like there it goes, like Marcel, doing Latisha like that. He was like, see, Latisha, the stuff that I know that Marcel has done, Latisha probably already knows, but she doesn't want to let it get out, because then the more people that know, then she will have to actually do something about it. Same thing that kind of happened to Melody. And I mean, that is pretty much happened to Melody. So anyway, well, you had a baby, Marcel, so there was like no more hiding. I mean, Martel, so there was no more hiding it. So anyway, he was like, and with Marcel, it's like he want to keep poking at me, and he knows I know all the things we've done together, like the trips he used to take, the people we both have slept with. I went first, of course. Like, he knows these things, so why should he keep poking at me? Like, it's like he don't care about his marriage. It's like he wants to, leave Tisha. He want a reason. Like, he don't care about his marriage. I'm like, okay, Martell, let's say these things are true, but you could have been exposed him. Like, all the times y'all got in these deep drag down gutter fights, you could have been exposed him. I'm talking about you trying to be nice and spare Tisha. Like, you could have been exposed him. I mean, now we have all the stuff that's playing out on social media currently, but he's more so, he technically, I mean, besides that pitiful excuse of an interview him and Coleslaw did with Chantel, which I still don't believe that's the girl Marcel cheated with, because it was given very much rehearsed and coerced. I don't believe that's the girl. I do not believe it. She didn't even know how to pronounce Marcel's name, so that was not credible to me. Now, the Martel has tried to expose them, but he was exposing Tisha, talking about some man that Tisha slept with. So he ain't even really gave us evidence of Marcel yet to this day, really, minus that pitiful interview. So, like, Martel, I'm with them. Like, say it or not. Like, what are you doing? So then Tisha was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Like, you can handle this. Like, I'm done. So she got up and walked away. And so then Martel, because Martel's just saying all this crazy stuff, and he was like, I don't care about your marriage. Like, you're the one. Wait, no, before Tisha, let me back up. Before Tisha got up and excused herself, finally, Martel's like, I don't care how this affects your marriage. Like, that's on you. You're the one that doesn't care about your marriage. You just continue to prove how slow your wife is. You just continue to prove how slow Tisha is. And I feel like he got that from the people on Twitter, okay, on the internet. And so then I'm like, oh, he's in here calling this lady slow. Like, that is just so disgusting of you, Martel. So disgusting of you. And Marcel, I don't know why you didn't reach over and pop him once or twice. I mean, I guess he didn't want to stoop to his level. So then Martel's just shouting at them like, "Yeah, Tisha, he just proving how slow you are. You just proving how slow Tisha is." And like he's just spewing all this like negative, like just nasty stuff going at it. And they're so Marcel and the Tisha, they're just like, "Yeah, we see what he's trying to do." Like, like we're over this. Like they're trying to act, unbothered and all this like above it, right? Like they didn't care. So then that's why I think Tisha didn't eventually excuse herself. Like, you can handle this. I'm going to the bathroom. Like, I'm over this. Like, you call this lady slow. So then when Tisha got up, Martell's like, good job, Tisha. And I'm like, really? Like, you didn't have to do all this to Tisha, Martell. This is disgusting. And so then Marcel was like, okay, like, hope you're proud of yourself. Like, where do you feel this got you? Like, what are you thinking? And so then he was like, no, it's like, it's fine. It's fine, man. You know, me and you have done different things, like, and you don't want it to come out. Like, so you need to like tread light. You need to tread lightly. And so Marcel was like, I don't care about what you have to say. He's like, I don't care about your words. I don't know if he said that earlier in that moment, but he basically told him, I don't care about your words. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I'm not going to tread lightly. I don't care. Say what you need to say. I don't care. And so he's like, you think you have something over me and you don't. Like, so go ahead. And so then they stood up. And Marcel basically told him at the end of the day, like, I'm better than you in every aspect of your life. I'm always going to be better than you. I'm better than you. I don't know why that part was funny to me. I'm better than you. Okay. I don't know why that part was funny to me, but he's like, I'm better than you. Okay. I mean, you know what? Sometimes you ever feel like you better than somebody. No, let me stop. Anyway, I'm playing, y'all play. So he was like, I'm better than you. And so then he's like, go ahead and storm off. And Martel's like, I know I'm not storming off, I'm not storming off. But he lightweight did storm off. So then in the confessional, Marcel was like, Martel, he wants us on top of the world, but then he fell. And then he sees me over here and I'm doing good. And then he thinks I should fall too. So he wants to say, like, oh, this person needs to fall as well. And at first I was like, Marcel, what the hell are you talking about? Because that is beside the point. But then when I rewatched it the second or third time, I was like, okay, I understand what Martel is saying. Like Marcel is saying, Martel had all this, and then he fell from grace because of the cheating, and he has tried to bring Marsau and Maurice down as well, right? We just didn't get concrete. And we've gotten rumors and bits and pieces here, but we haven't gotten concrete evidence like we got with Martel, because we got to go baby Martel when it came to you. We haven't still yet to this day gotten any concrete evidence when it came to Marsau and Maurice. Of course, we heard allegations and rumors. I don't think Maurice and Marsau are innocent. No. I think Kimmi and Latisha probably already know a little bit of what's up with them, right? I think, they knew what Martel was doing because birds of a feather flock together. But at the end of the day, we have no evidence on them. So it's like, Martel, if you claim to have it, expose it. You would be the one to expose it. Like, if you're so much misery loves company, you want to bring them down. You could have brought them down how many seasons ago? This is season 9, episode 11. You could have been said something. Like, I feel like Martel don't have nothing because you had plenty of opportunities to add motives to expose Marsau. And I don't think you're trying to protect no Latisha because you're sitting up here calling her slow in her face. So I don't believe you're trying to protect Latisha. I believe you really don't have nothing, Martel. And I'm with them like, say it or shut the hell up. And I'm tired of it. When is the season going to end? When we going to get to the reunion? Like, can we wrap this up, please? Can we please wrap it up? Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode. It was a good episode, though. I'll give them that. I was entertained. I was motivated enough to come on down to the YouTube. Y'all know I'm about to be busy with school and work, so I will see y'all on the next video. I'm gonna try to keep up, but y'all know how I can get. I'm gonna try to keep up. I'm definitely gonna be here for Ready to Love next month. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank y'all for still supporting the channel. And I really do appreciate y'all, and continue to just do your best in 2025. And prayers up for those suffering in LA with the fires. One of my friends that lives in near Pasadena, not in Pasadena, was telling me about some of the different friends she knows that were going through it and lost their homes. She is safe. All my friends and family that live down that way, they are safe. So thank God for that. But yeah, prayers for them, y'all. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye.